Hello, welcome to part B of episode 3 of our Ascend teaching on When Systems Fail, Leading Change Instead of Managing Dysfunction. And the title of episode 3 is Leading Beyond Your Authority, Building Agreement Across Systems. I am Oluwakemi Odujirin. I am the founder of Proactive Social Workers and the creator of the Ascend Leadership Framework. In our last conversation, we talked about building coalitions before building change. And I explained that John Cotter's 8-step model for leading change begins with creating urgency and then building a guiding coalition. And why do we have to do that? We have to do that because significant change cannot be sustained by just having an idea. Successful change requires support from senior leadership, cross-department collaboration, frontline engagement, partner organizations, shared ownership, to name just a few. Leaders who attempt major change alone often encounter resistance. Leaders who build agreement can begin to create momentum. From power over to power with. Long before collaborative leadership became popular, Mary Parker Follett argued that effective leadership should be based on power with rather than power over. And this in systemic practice is called co-production. She believed leadership should integrate different perspectives instead of forcing compliance. When people help shape change, they're far more likely to support it than when they feel they have been compelled to do it. That principle remains highly relevant today. Leadership is not winning arguments. It is about getting commitment from those who need to be on the journey. Adaptive leadership requires shared learning. Professor Ronald Heifetz explains that adaptive challenges cannot be solved by technical expertise alone. They require organizations to learn together. And this means that leaders need to ask the following: who else needs to be involved? Who will be affected? Who has the expertise that we do not possess? What perspectives are missing? And so on. So adaptive leaders understand that collaboration improves decisions. Psychological safety creates even better decisions. Professor Amy Edmondson's work demonstrates that organizations make better decisions when people feel they can contribute and safely. Great leaders deliberately create environments where disagreement is welcomed and respectfully. Challenge is not opposition, challenge improves thinking. So now let us think across organizational boundaries. Today's leaders rarely work within isolated systems because effective leadership requires collaboration with agencies, commissioners, regulators, voluntary organizations, finance teams, digital services, and there could be so much more. These require influence rather than authority. And Edgar Schein reminds us that organizational culture is strengthened through relationships built on trust and humility. Leaders who listen first gain cooperation more easily than leaders who impose solutions. And I know that this can be different depending on the situation. But this is a foundational rule. Creativity requires collaboration. Theresa Amibul shows that innovation thrives when diverse perspectives combine. And this, I'm sure we have recognized, is a fact. When you have people with different levels of innovation come together, great things can happen. The best ideas rarely emerge from one individual. They emerge when different experiences come together or intersect. Before designing change, let us ask, have we spoken to frontline staff? Have we involved partner agencies? What have we learned from other services? Have we benchmarked excellent practice elsewhere? Great leaders borrow wisdom before creating solutions. Stakeholder mapping. This is an Ascend practice. Before implementing any major change, map your stakeholders. Who are those people whose views matter? We need to ask, who are the decision makers and who has authority to approve what decisions we want to make? Who are the influencers who can build support? Who are the practitioners who understand the work best? Who are the partners? Which external or internal organizations will be affected? Who are the end users? How will people experience this change and what are the risks? We need to consider unintended consequences which may occur from us trying to bring about good change. Leadership becomes stronger when everyone affected has been considered. And now we come to the Ascend framework. At Ascend, we always ask our leaders to anticipate, to identify who will influence success. Recognize potential resistance early. We ask leaders to strategize by developing a shared vision and marking stakeholders. Create evidence for the change that you want to see. We ask our leaders to cultivate, build trust, develop relationships, encourage collaboration across organizational boundaries. We ask leaders to execute by communicating early, implementing change together, and monitoring progress. Leaders need to navigate by managing competing priorities, balancing different interests, maintaining focus on organizational purpose or the vision. Finally, we ask leaders to develop by evaluating outcomes, celebrating learning, strengthening partnerships for future improvement. 10 questions every systems leader should ask. Who else needs to be involved? Have I listened before deciding? What evidence supports this change? Which departments will be affected? Which external partners should contribute? Where might resistance occur? How can I build agreement rather than compliance? Have I communicated the purpose clearly? How will we measure our success together? What relationships need strengthening before implementation? The reflection from today is, the most effective leaders don't simply move their own teams forward. They align all systems behind a common vision or purpose. Leadership is not about having all the authority. It is about earning enough trust that people can choose to move in the same direction you want to go. The leaders who transform organizations are really those who command the loudest. They are those who connect people, ideas, and systems most effectively. One leadership tip I can leave with you today is, before asking, how can I make this happen? Ask, who needs to believe in this before it can happen? That single question shifts leadership from individual effort to collective impact. Sustainable change is rarely achieved by one leader. It is achieved by many people working toward one shared purpose or vision.